Hey Ifinoki tribe, there's this video I've been seeing in different places and I actually thought to come play it and then we can discuss it.
No, I can hide it. I'm at a stage whereby I think I need to voice out. I need people to hear, my story, what's going on with me. Because I'm at a stage in my life whereby I am beginning to think of you already know what. I'm 37 years old. I'm not married. I don't have a child. And I feel like my clock is ticking. I've been in this country since I was 12 years old. Please, I need you to pay attention to my story. I've been in this country since I was 12. I've been in few relationships, but it just didn't work. I'm not a bad person. I try my best to be the best that I can be. And I try my best to be the best that I can be with my partners that I've been with in the past. But it just didn't work. I know you can relate. So after so many years, I decided to go to my country in Africa. Because due to advices from different people, that maybe if I go back to Africa, maybe I can find someone and start fresh with the person. So I took their advice and I went there. I intended to stay for at least a month because, I have a reputable job here that I'm doing and I wouldn't want to stay more than necessary. So I intended to stay a month or at most 2 months. So I went to Africa and I met with someone. I met a few people, but, I met someone that was really an interesting person. This person was also working somewhere in Africa. They had a job that they were doing. So we became friends for a while. At the time he was 39. He was like 2 years older than I am. And he never been married, nor have any kid, does not have any kids either. So yeah. So we started dating after, knowing each other for a few weeks. And we started dating and I made my intention known and he said he was also ready. That he also has been looking for someone that he could settle down with, maybe there in Africa or abroad. It didn't really matter to him. But, it looked like we had some things in common. So I ended up staying in Africa for 4 months, more than what I bargained for. And I thought it was worth it at the time. So that way I was able to know him, much better, and he was also, able to know me. So I came back here after 4 months, and we kept, the communication going. And eventually, I'm trying to cut the story short. I filed for him. He came here to join me here in abroad. So he was with me for good 6 months without working. He wasn't working because there was no need for him to work at the time because, we were still putting all his documents together and everything. So he was with me. I live in my own house. And he was living with me. I was feeding him. I was clothing him. He didn't have to pay no rent because, he was my man. I loved him with everything in me. And he loved me too. I believed he loved me. So, 6 months. It didn't work for 6 months. I was just doing everything. It was worth it because he was my man. I would do anything in this world for the one I love. Anything. It doesn't matter. I will go head over heels with anyone. With anyone. It doesn't matter. If I love you, I will do anything with anyone that I love. And I will still do it again. But I want to put my story out there. I need advice from you. And maybe you can learn a little bit from my story. After 8 months, this man started talking to someone down the street. He started, she's also an African person. And she was married before, but she was divorced. And every time I go to work, she's just the only person I see that they talk back and forth. So I talked to him about this. I said, I didn't feel comfortable with their relationship, the way they talk back and forth. When I'm around, when I'm not around, they already have each other's numbers and they talk. And he just told me, no, it's just no, there's no string attached, no nothing. It's just like just talking once in a while, someone to talk to around here. And the lady also said hello to me. She knew it was my man. Cut long story short, you know where the story is going. They started dating without me knowing. All of a sudden, this lady already got pregnant by my man. And eventually I knew what happened. And they came right in front of me and told me that they would do, because I was pained, I was bitter, I felt betrayed, I felt very bad. I had to confront the lady and let her know how I felt towards the whole thing and how she backstabbed me and betrayed me as a woman. So she told me, well, it's not a big deal. Calculate every penny you spent on this guy. I'll give it back to you. I can even double it. And my man, on the other hand, was there with this lady. And you know what this man told me? He said he never loved me. That he was only with me because I brought him here. Because I helped him come to abroad. Listen, this is more than how you see it or how you're listening to it right now. I'm so pained. I'm trying to cut this story short. We're no longer together. I refused any amount they offered me. The lady that she was going to give me, she was going to double the amount. I left everything to come. But till today, I'm talking, it's been 3 years now. Why I'm telling you this story is that I think about it every once in a while. I'm still single, by the way. Maybe that's why I feel this pain. That's why it's even more painful. I feel single. I'm single and I'm very miserable. Now I'm almost 40. I feel pain. I'm very miserable. Thank you for listening.
My sister, I saw your video. I don't know you, but since you have asked us for advice, I'm actually going to share my 2 pence. The truth of the matter is that sometimes when this advice comes, it will sound like somebody is being judged. No. But that's the only way we are going to be discussing the truth and nothing but the truth. Beyond this being for you, is for any other person who wants to get married. While you were talking, I heard you say you met this man, you started dating, you shared your intention. It's a no. No matter how you're excited about a man, no matter how you want to get married to a man, no matter how you want to get married and settle down, you must learn to hide your emotions. You must learn not to be so expressive. You have to maintain. You have to hold back. Otherwise, you're talking about an African man. An African man does not enjoy women that come out like this, with a full chest. It scares some of them, let me not say all. In some cases, women make advances, the men pretend, but I am not very sure they like it. Because a man is a lion, and a lion is meant to chase, not to be chased. So there are a lot of intricacies about these things. And then again, you're dealing with an African man. And you're talking about being the one to pay the bills and do this and do that. A man can endure it because he doesn't have a choice at that moment. But does he like it? The answer is no. Sometimes they will collect your money and spend it on someone else because it gives them joy to be the one spending on a lady and not the other way around. So to you, you're expressing love, but what you have just done is set up yourself to be taken advantage of. We have to be wise. We have to do things in moderation. You're spending on a man who hasn't married you. It's something done with caution. Even when a man marries you, it is still something you do with caution. Why do you think women will spend on a man and say, you will pay me? Oh. It's not because they need that money, but because they understand the psychology of men. And there you were, doing everything according to you, because that is how you love. Now you can see that how you love has not paid off. You have to have a paradigm shift and start loving differently so that your next relationship will be different. Your story is heavy and painful. I sympathize with you, and it's actually my desire that God will give you someone better, somebody who will bring you joy, somebody who will make you enjoy marriage and not endure it. But it also brings me to some points that I want to talk about. The first being that sometimes things that turn out to happen in relationships are not things that are new. They don't take us unawares. It's just that we choose to love and love with our eyes closed. Because these red flags are there. You will see red flags, but you make excuses for the man. And then in the long run, when those red flags confront you, you're still the same person that bears the pain. You see, what has happened in this case is that you built a relationship on opportunity, not on character. You had an idea of what you wanted. You saw it, you went for it, without checking out the man's character, integrity, values, loyalty, his love for you. Because that was why he told you eventually he didn't love you. And even his debts. You see, in telling the man your intention, you probably explained to him, oh, you'd like someone you'll get married to, and both of you will relocate. That man saw a life-changing opportunity for himself, and he capitalized on it. So my 2 cents is, whenever anybody starts a relationship, they should ensure they don't rush it. Take your time before you get into a commitment. Because for my gender, we build castles in the air. We have a lot of things, fantasies in our head, and we want to leave them out. It's not the same with men. Their approach is different. That's why when you start to ask a man, oh, we've been together for 3 years. What are we even doing? What are we even into? He feels pressured. So rather than lead all the time, those things you want a man to do for you, encourage him to do them. Bring out the lion in him. Encourage him. Teach him. Communicate with him. Tell him you would like him to do this or do that. You will prefer he did this way or did this that way. Instead of you being the one to do everything. Financially, emotionally, relationship-wise, and then you're heavily invested. Just see how he walked away without even batting an eyelid. He had nothing, absolutely nothing to lose. So when next you see someone else you like, have some restraints. Don't go all out. Be the lady. Let him lead. Let him chase. And I'm sure it will turn out better. Okay? Don't worry. 37, 40 is not too old. God is still in the business of blessing people, and you're next in line.